So, I'm sorry you didn't like what I said, but what I said was factual. I was at those two particular situations. I witnessed those two particular situations.
I was also in San Francisco, and a procurement card was not used to pay for that alcohol.
Okay.
Now, we don't have to go into he said, she said,
Okay.
but let me ask you this.
Okay.
Why did you say that when you came back, you initiated a policy that we were not allowed to pay for alcohol?
I brought it
The
up.
policy has been on the books for decades, and you claimed that no policy existed and that it was your intervention that made us create a policy. There is no rebuttal for that.
Okay. Well, I guess there's no rebuttal.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I do.
Sure, go ahead.
Because I brought it up as a concern that we were using, that there was a procurement card used to pay for alcohol during the trip. And then the discussion ensued after that.
Well, I have all the receipts from that trip right here, and there is absolutely none that shows that a procurement card was used to pay for alcohol.
Okay. Well, it might have been paid back, but I was there.
If it was paid back, then it wasn't paid by the school system, was it?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. The school system hands out those procurement cards to be used for school system business, not personal business, not business of the actual individuals, all right? That's a fact.
Of course it is.
Now, if individuals, whoever they may be, and this has nothing to do with Dr. Berge, and I want to reiterate that yet again, but if individuals on their own wish to use a procurement card for things that should not be purchased with a procurement card, then as board members, it's our job to make sure those procurement cards are regulated and used appropriately and properly and only on items that are authorized and on a list to be purchased.
If it was used, why isn't it in condition, why isn't it in these receipts?
Because it was probably paid back. But my point is...
It would have showed. No, it would have showed, Donna. It would have showed.
Okay.
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 There you go.
All right. I have a second topic that I would like to bring up about lack of accuracy of comments, and this concerns the central office and the restroom facilities of the central office. Our central office has no private bathrooms. It has no personal bathrooms. Of course, there will be a number of public restrooms within the building, and there is one small unisex toilet on the 5th floor that's going to be used by school board members, by legal services, by Dr. Berge and her staff. There's one unisex bathroom on the 5th floor. I have another transcript on August 31st on a radio talk show again. You were discussing the restroom facilities at the central office, and you stated, and this is a quote, "I'm sure there are several personal poopers. I'm sure there are private poopers too." And that is a quote from you, Mrs. Crook. Now, I still have the floor. Now, you might think that that's a minor issue, but the right reason I chose this particular comment out of many that I could have chosen from, it's because it is so straightforward, it is so black and white and unambiguous, and so obviously wrong. We do not have personal restrooms in the central office. Now, you're the chairperson of our Facilities and Finance Committee. The public has confidence that you know what you're talking about. They have confidence. They believe you when you say something. And that is not a correct statement. It might be rather minor, but it is a false statement. And that, it's very serious. I think you have voted against the central office, obviously. You once again expressed your objection to the central office this evening. We've all been on the losing side of a vote at one time or another. But school board members can't invent information to discredit the majority vote. And I think that's what you were doing. I think the public deserves to hear why you made those comments.
What I would like the public, and I think the public also deserves to hear that why we won't talk about the central office in our board chat.
We already did. We can talk about it again. We can talk about it right now. We can talk about whatever you would like to. My point now is the erroneous misinformation that you repeatedly give. There is a constant pattern of error, false statements that repeatedly are being said. Now, of course you have a right to disagree. Of course you have a right to make public comment, but it has to be accurate. People have confidence that as a board member what you're saying is true. And I'm saying it's not.
Well, here's what I'm going to do, Dr. Borsa. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to request the same transcripts that you apparently have and have not shared with me now that you've decided to personally attack me on camera. And I'm going to see what they say myself. And then maybe we can have another discussion about this.
You mean to tell me that these transcripts of your comments, you don't remember your comments?
I don't have a copy of those transcripts. I don't believe I said those comments.
Well, I have a copy.
Okay.
Did you or did you not say that? Do you remember saying that or no?
I don't believe I said that about any personal pooper.
We've got it. It's on tape, Donna.
That's good. Let me get a copy of the transcripts and we'll continue this discussion.
Okay, let's talk about.
Was this on the agenda for tonight?
No, it's board comments, and I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
I'm bringing it up.
All right.
It's an issue of public concern.
Okay.
You've commented that you think this is a personal attack. Well, let's back up for a second. The way we monitor board member behavior is through talking to each other, because we don't have a boss. We do have to respond to the state. Nancy Grassmake, if she says jump, we say how high, but we're pretty removed from that. So the 7 of us have to monitor each other. One of the things that we do is that the leadership sometimes talks to board members about conduct if something arises. Now, I'm the vice president this year. I was the vice president last year. 2 years before that, I was the president. I have been in the leadership for 3 years. Now, is it your position that this personal attack, as you termed it, is out of the blue and that you have never had discussions about conduct before?